personally a bit disappointed the way it ended for me, but my first year in Europe, it's been a great experience from getting over to Europe, obviously for the first time, and then playing for Ässissä. I mean, the fan base here is unbelievable, and then I give a lot of credit to my coaches, especially my teammates, on making the adjustment as easy as possible. I mean, you hear a lot of stories about coming over to Europe as a North American player for your first time, and sometimes it's not what you hope for, but I've had a great experience here, and obviously looking forward to getting back and doing it again next year with hopefully a more successful result. Yeah, obviously I think you set individual goals for yourself, but obviously I'll keep those private. But I came in and just wanted to make an impact. And I think I did a pretty good job of that on a nightly basis. Obviously being a smaller guy, I knew the bigger size ice would be an advantage with my speed. So every night I just tried to compete the same way and use my speed to my advantage. And luckily the points came and I produced offensively, but at the same time another focus going into this offseason is to improve defensively. Obviously we gave up a lot of goals this year, and just because we can score goals, you need to still keep the puck out of your net. So I think that needs to be a team focus as well. And an individual focus of mine this summer is to improve a bit defensively. Obviously, I think you can skate as much as you want, but my biggest tool is our ability with technology nowadays is to watch film. I mean, we get clips of every game. So this summer, I'm going to make a focus of watching all my shifts from every game and kind of diving into that stuff. You can see tendencies where you may be too aggressive in the D zone, try to figure out our system a little bit better. Obviously with a new coach who I know is coming back next year, we've had 25 or so games with Kari, and now you know exactly what he's looking for, and you have an idea of what you can do in the summertime, watching clips to improve upon his system. Yeah, I think that's a big part of my game. I think any pro hockey player will want to tell you that the biggest thing that you can control is consistency. And, I know how I have to play to be effective, and that's competing every night, every shift. And that's just what I try to do. And if the fan base likes that, that's even better. But that's always kind of been my mantra, being a smaller guy, is, if you can't out-muscle someone, you can always out-compete them. And with my speed, I think that's a big aspect of my game, is my compete level, being first on pucks, getting first touches, hitting. Even though I'm a smaller guy, I love the physical part of my game. Obviously, I got to keep it within the rules, but that's kind of how I've always gone about it in my career thus far, is just you can always control how you can compete no matter what the score is. I was high in penalty minutes this year, and that's an adjustment as well to a league. There's different rules and the way things are called in North America as well. So that's a learning curve where this summer I kind of know that now that I've obviously been suspended, I need to watch some of the things that I do on the ice and be a little bit more careful, but I still got to try to compete the same way. Obviously, you just know in the back of your head that the league is always watching, and that's not something I want to happen again, is to be suspended. And then obviously stick infractions and those kind of things. Sometimes it's not your fault. Sometimes you're in the wrong spot at the wrong time, and those are things that you can't necessarily control, but you can always have in the back of your head and kind of not be as aggressive when it isn't needed. Yeah, I think that's definitely part of my game, is having the ability to score. I think obviously another part is I like having the puck on my stick. I think when the puck's on my stick, I create chances not just for myself but for my teammates. But yeah, I mean, 18 goals was I wouldn't say a number I necessarily thought I was going to get at the beginning of the year, but now it left me wanting more, especially missing 4 games now. When you get to 18, you always want to get to 20 and then see what happens from there. So obviously a little bit disappointed I couldn't get to the 20 mark, but again, I think as a whole that my goal scoring this year, it kind of came at a premium, and I was happy about that, but again, still hungry to get more next year. Yeah, I think you always set the goal to improve upon your season that you had this year. You don't want to come back and be a disappointment at all. You want to just keep improving. But I think, I would trade personal success for team success any day. So, I can have 2 goals, but if we're in a playoff spot, then I think I've been doing somewhat of a good job in other areas of the game. So I think that's kind of how I look at it, is personal success is great and you're happy about it, but this is a team game, and where we are in the table, it doesn't make the personal success as sweet. It's been a few years, obviously, And I think that's got to be a goal for the team as a whole, is to be in a spot to compete for a championship next year. And you know, that starts in the off-season training and then building into preseason, and then you need to be ready to go from the minute the puck drops the first game, because in this league, every point is important.